Hello, lovely people. Thank you for joining me back in my corner. And the reason that I called it that is because I'm literally in the corner. Like, this is my window, my little office area, and I'm in a little corner. So that's why it's called Coco's Corner. But today I just kind of wanted to get on and make a video. I recorded some songs earlier. Hopefully they're good enough to post. I'm really critical of myself, but I just wanted to get on here and make a quick video about working from home. Before I even heard about working from home, those jobs have been around for many years, definitely over 10 years. But I wasn't aware of any of them. So I think back when they first came out, and I was hired for an at-home position, I didn't really take it seriously. Honestly, I had a bunch of odds and end calls that I would take. I think I was taking calls for DHL. I think it was like that delivery place. I was taking calls to put people into queue for job meetings and things like that. That was when I first started out. I didn't pay too much or put in enough effort into those kind of jobs, and I lost that position, and that company actually won't hire me again. So some of them are actually really strict. But so that company was it was called West. Back in the day, I had worked for them when I lived in another city in the actual physical building, but West then also does an at-home thing. I think they're called Alorica now, Alorica. Alorica, yeah, I think that's right. But they also offer an at-home position. I'm sure you can go on to Indeed or Monster and then just kind of type in home positions. You can do that for anything. You can do that in Google. You can just type in home positions. But what I really wanted to just kind of go over are actual companies that I know are legit, that don't have a startup cost to join them because they are real employment, just like if you were going to go out and look for a job. So Alorica was one of them. You can Google Alorica. They are a legit company. I would say pay is anywhere between $8 and $10, just depending on what position you choose, what state you live in. Everything goes by those kind of guidelines. Another company is going to be Teleperformance. With Teleperformance, I was doing Apple. I was an Apple advisor. All of these companies usually have subcategories, different companies that hire them to hire the employees and pick up the call volume. So I worked for Apple on that project with Teleperformance, and I really loved it a lot. The pay was great. The only thing is it's a lot of calls. It's back to back. I mean, you can only imagine. It's Apple, and honestly, I enjoyed it. There's not really a lot of downtime, which is fine. You do get breaks every 2 hours for most positions, but I just enjoyed it. You learn things along the way as well. But besides Apple, I've also worked at Sykes, Sykes, I believe, Sykes, and I did Ancestry through them. They were okay, that job was a matter of just coming to work, making sure you did your job, and that's it. Just come back the next day. There was a little bit of support. They did their best. They were a really busy company, and the way that they work is with different little windows. You always had to pay attention to the different windows, read your team stuff, but it's just part of the job. Multitasking is going to be part of these at-home jobs regardless. And so, it was a good company. That one, though, you have to get used to being yelled at. I'm sure that Sykes has other subcontracts as well, but it's just going to depend on what's best for you, really. I can't really tell you what job's going to be best. I just know what was good for me and what didn't work for me. But Sykes was a good company. It was a good company. Then there's, what's the other one? I know it's Teleperformance, and we did Sykes, Alorica. Conduit is another good company that that hires for at-home positions. There's W5 Golf, and all of these things you can just type into Google and see what positions are open. There's Kelly Services. I honestly, I would just get on there and look at those positions. There are, I looked up transcription jobs and things like that. There are jobs that you can do on the side that are not necessarily in that kind of line of taking calls kind of work, but the transcription jobs, you have to be really, really fast at typing. There are a lot of people competing for the transcription job, so there wasn't really a lot of projects that I could pick up and do with that. Honestly, I'm kind of trying to get back into Apple and trying to work at home with Apple. I really wanted to do a chat position, but those are super, super hard to get into, of course, because everybody kind of wants to do that. But Apple, I think overall is probably going to be my favorite thing. I mean, we had bonuses. If you do good, you have to meet your metrics. It is a metric driven company, so they want you to treat the customers right. They want you to be good at what you do, and of course that's typically what you would need to go to work for, is just to be good at your job. So those are just a couple of things or a couple of places that I recommend, that I think that you all should try. Some of the requirements of a job, of these work at home jobs, are noise restrictions. You can't have your children here making noise. I mean, if they're of age where they can be, by themselves or be in another room or something, that's totally different, of course, but you just have to make sure that your environment is quiet. You have to usually have a closed door, be in a room where the door is closed. You can't be near a window that's on the first floor. I'm on the third floor, so they wouldn't really care too much about that. The Apple position, you are required to be on camera with your trainers, and so they can make sure that your area is up to standard with the position. You can't have cell phones, writing utensils, things like that in your area. And I don't want to scare you with all of these kind of requirements. Really, it's just, you just get used to it, especially after doing it for so long. It's just something it's not uncommon. It's just what you do to work to take these calls, because they don't want the customers to know that you're working from home. A lot of customers sometimes won't trust people who are at home and taking their information, taking credit card information over the phone. So the companies don't necessarily want you to tell the customers that you're working from home. So, otherwise, if any of that sounds interesting, like I said, that Sykes, Teleperformance, I really can't remember. There's another Tele something, but I can't remember. There's Conduit, there's Kelly Services, there's W5, I think. I'm not sure if I said that already. And then also what I did is I got on Google and I just searched legit work at home jobs. And then, you kind of click on the links, go to their other page and see if that position, the pay is something that interests you. But I definitely recommend working from home. I enjoyed doing it all the years that I was able to do it, and just wanted to let other moms, other people who are in a position to be able to work from home know that there are tons of opportunities out there. You don't have to be struggling, especially during this pandemic, looking for a job out there. It's just safer. It's safer to work from home, and it's legit. You can get paid. I would say the pay is anywhere between, like I said, $10 to $13, $14 an hour, depending on what company you choose, depending on what your job description is. But yeah, if you have any questions about it, I would be more than happy to answer them. So I don't want to put too much information in the description box as far as the companies that I put. I don't want to link their websites, but like I said, if you just kind of go back, rewind, and then just look up the names that I'm telling you, you should be able to find a position that'll work for you. Most of them do require some customer service experience, but as long as you are, you have some background in customer service and phones, then you have a really good shot. So just definitely wanted to put that out there, you guys. Let me know if you have any other questions. Thank you so much, and you have a wonderful day.